Hey guys, it's Casey and welcome back to my channel. Now today I just want to make something crystal clear that I'm not sure has been clarified before on my channel, but I'm a doctor. I am not a physicist. My job includes saving lives and stitching up wounds and occasionally reminding the Brett with two T's of the world that if they can't handle the pressures of remote medicine, then they're free to move into a more quieter career, say knitting. However, today I don't want to be talking about medicine. I want to instead shift to the topic of quantum gravity. More specifically, the reasons why I refuse to share it with anybody. Now, I have been asked more than once since I posted my string theory video why I refuse to share my knowledge on quantum gravity, why I'm not in the spotlight lecturing the whole entire world on a theory that could supposedly redefine humanity's understanding of the universe. People ask this question as if I'm duty-bound to stand up on stage with a laser pointer, breaking down the laws of physics for an audience of armchair scientists. Here's the truth, and I'm going to be crystal clear about it. I am not sharing quantum gravity with anybody, but that does not mean that I won't throw you a few crumbs. So if you watch all the way to the end, and if you have a graduate understanding of physics, I'm going to post one of the two equations that I've so far given to the scientists who come and see me once every 3 months, and who knows, maybe you are smarter than the scientists and you can work something out. But before we get there, you're going to listen to the exact reasons why I am not sharing it with anybody. First of all, you would not understand it. And I do not mean this as an insult, I mean it as an objective fact. As a species, you are not ready for quantum gravity. You can barely handle classical physics as it is. You still think that time is absolute and not simply a byproduct of deeper laws. Even if I did decide to share it, let's be real, most of you would have no idea what to do with the knowledge. Quantum gravity is not a TED Talk. It is not a 3-minute long YouTube video with some guy in a hoodie explaining how quantum gravity nullifies a black hole singularity using a rubber sheet and some marbles. Quantum gravity is dense. It is complicated. There is no pretty digestible analogy. There is no shortcut. There is no eureka moment where the average layman can suddenly uncover the secrets of the universe as easy as flipping a switch. For me, the equation that I'm going to post at the end of this video is very simple and straightforward. But for you, you're going to require at least a graduate level understanding of physics to comprehend the equation and what is trying to be said within it. Not because the math isn't good, the math is perfect, but like I said in another video, your education system is really, really bad. But there is no casual understanding of quantum gravity. You can't even handle the metric system. Look, I love humanity. I do. I know it doesn't always sound like it in these videos, but it is my job to save humans every single day, so I must appreciate them on some form of level. But let's be honest. If you can't even agree that milliliters and ounces should not be mixed together in the same recipe to make a cake, what hope do you have of handling equations that control time and space? Because the last time we shared science, look what happened. Science is supposed to be collaborative, knowledge is supposed to be shared so humanity can advance together. I know. I have read the pamphlets too. Let's talk reality for a moment. Have you met people? Have you seen what happens when they get a little bit of knowledge and not nearly enough responsibility? Remember when we shared nuclear physics? Yeah, that went great, didn't it? I remember that time we discovered penicillin and then people stopped finishing their prescriptions, so now we have superbugs that laugh in the face of modern medicine. Science is a bit like giving a toddler a gun. It doesn't matter how carefully you hand it over. In the end, somebody's going to end up running around with it, waving it over their head like a toy, and somebody else is going to end up getting hurt. I mean, if you give the wrong person even a teeny tiny taste of advanced knowledge, entire villages are going to be burnt to the ground by morning. I mean, think about it. A singular man, one man, figured out how to split an atom, and suddenly you had nuclear warheads, and you think that I'm just going to hand over the unified theory of everything like it's a Pokemon card that I don't want? Absolutely not. The government would weaponize it in about 5 minutes. Let's say, hypothetically, that I decided to be the bigger person. In a moment of weakness, I said to myself, hey, you know what? The world really deserves this. Do you think physicists would be the ones using it? Do you think scholars would quietly, humbly study it in a lab seeking enlightenment? No, the very second that this knowledge was out there, some guy in a black suit from a 3-letter agency will scoop it up, slap a patent on it, and use it to develop the next weapon of mass destruction. All of a sudden, the next thing you know, you've blinked and you've woken up in a brave new world full of quantum drones and quantum bombs and quantum surveillance systems that know when you're sleeping and know when you're awake and know if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sakes. And Don't even get me started on what the tech billionaires would do. The main reason that I choose not to share anything with you is because, frankly, I don't have to. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you anything other than what is laid out in my treaty, which I abide by. I go to the stupid quarterly meetings and I let you run your tests, but I do not owe you any more of my time. I do not owe you any of my energy, and I certainly don't owe you anything to do with my brain. So if I choose to withhold quantum gravity, that's my prerogative. I am here against my will. I do not want to be here. I do not choose to be here. And frankly, I'm not being kept in a life of luxury. I have a job that I do not want in the literal arse end of nowhere, and I know exactly why. I have got this job instead of the original plan, which was to send me to the base in Antarctica to be the doctor there, which I would have thoroughly enjoyed and probably been more cooperative if I had been allowed to do that and look at the orcas all day. But I wasn't allowed to do that. I'm stuck here for reasons that we both know that you think I don't know, but I understand the reason. And so you do not get to demand answers from me. Besides, I know exactly how this goes. I share quantum gravity with you. You scribble down a few notes, maybe push out a journal article or two, and the next thing we know, boom, Nobel Prize for some guy named Todd. I've seen it happen way too many times. Let me tell you, I am not going to be a footnote in Todd's Wikipedia page. Thank you very much. Quantum gravity in its entirety is not something that I'm going to share lightly. And I'm not even the only person on the face of this planet right now who understands what it is. But I'm the only one that they go after, probably because I'm the only female, but that's besides the point. It doesn't matter. They can tweeze my brain as much as they want to. They're not getting it, and it's not because I'm selfish or I'm gatekeeping something, but it's because there are some things in this world that are just too important to entrust to just anybody. So, until you can prove that you can handle it, and frankly, that you deserve it, quantum gravity stays with me, and trust me, the universe is probably a lot better off that way. But like I said earlier, that does not mean that I can't throw you a crumb or two, so... Feel free to pause and rewind and revise. But in the meantime, this is Casey signing up for the night. Stay safe out there, stay weird, and maybe revise your math homework a little bit more.